This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello, and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB. Today, in the arena, they cry, they sob, they comment. It's a Yorion. All your Yorion decks are the same Yorion. We hate the Yorion. There's too much Yorion, CGB. All right. Well, I'm always looking for ways to play the same decks that I love the most, slightly different, so fine. Fine, we are playing Esper Doom without Yorion. 0 copies. No companion, no main deck Yorion, just trim, sleek, 60-card Esper Doom. Should you actually play Esper Doom? Is this a meme, or is this something that you are actually doing, CGB, because it's a good idea? There are advantages to not playing Yorion. Some people will point out that 80-card decks are less consistent statistically. You draw less of the card you want to draw. Whatever. Math. Nerds. Useless. Useless information. I can run a 250-card deck and draw perfectly. I've done it. Done it on this channel. That's a joke. But anyway, having 60 cards does provide some, I would call it almost algorithmic advantages, where you draw decent, you draw a little more consistently. You see the same cards a little more often. Personally, I like a little spice from the slightly larger deck size. Yorion taught me that, and Commander really taught me that. But I think the best reason in Best of One to not play Yorion, the Sky Nomad, in your control deck is because people base their mulligan decisions, if they're at the higher levels, Diamond, Mythic, they base their mulligan decisions on your companion or lack thereof. If you have a Yorion, they're not going to keep a handful of removal spells. They're going to try to mulligan to their best aggressive and counter-heavy hands. If they're playing against somebody with no companion, they're going to assume that they're going up against a aggro deck. So they'll keep a hand with 2 Shadows Verdicts and a Heartless Act in it. And then when it turns out that you're playing a creatureless Doom Foretold deck, haha, that's another reason that we're not playing Kahira as a companion, which we totally could. Kahira could be the companion, but we are hiding the fact that we're actually a creatureless control deck by not revealing a companion whatsoever. Kahira or Yorion would give that away. So we're going to use that information and see if we creates any good opportunities for us to win games where our opponent keep hands that are good against aggro but would be bad against us. Going over the other cards in the Doom Foretold list, look, as far as fresh cards go, we haven't needed many. We've got 4 copies of Vanishing Verse to exile target monocolored permanent, and that is a very helpful removal spell if you're going to be in Esper colors, a very nice control spell, but that's the newest card in the group. Shadow's Verdict has joined the fray where Yorion would probably sit in this mana slot, and Shadow's Verdict is just a knockout to the white decks, and that's the main reason that we run it. It's decent against red. It's usually a knockout blow against mono white aggro and mono white life. It's also pretty good against Winota, so Shadow's Verdict is what made the cut for me to be as anti-aggro as we can. And I mean, honestly, we're very, very anti-aggro with 4 copies of Vanishing Verse, 4 copies of Heartless Act, 2 copies of Eliminate, 4 copies of Omen of the Sun, 2 copies of Elspeth's Nightmare, and the Doom Foretold. We are very anti-aggro, but that's the idea, to pick on aggro decks. Our game plan against control decks is to try to restrict their resources by hitting them with cards like Doom Foretold and then bringing back the cards over and over with Dance of the Manse. Doom Foretold is surprisingly good against decks that try to abuse Allrun's Epiphany if they're not thinking about it. For example, if your Sultai Ultimatum opponent casts an Epiphany and they go get like or they cast an Ultimatum, rather, and they go get Kioribest the Sea God, Vorinclex, and they get Allrun's Epiphany. Normally you'd put away the Allrun's Epiphany, but if you have a Doom Foretold on the battlefield, just put away the Kioribest the Sea God. Let them have the Vorinclex and their extra turn. On the beginning of their next turn, they'll sacrifice the Vorinclex to the Doom Foretold. So it's pretty fun. They get some sometimes. We do run Treacherous Blessing, a card I've mostly been done with, because in a 60-card deck, guess what? Oh my gosh, the math nerds rejoice. We're more likely to draw the Doom Foretold, pair it with the Blessing, so we don't get stuck under the Blessing. And yeah, that's pretty much how the deck rolls. Just get out Doom Foretold, start cutting through all their stuff, and then cast Dance of the Manse again and again and keep bringing them back. Since we don't have Yorion or any other way to blink our Omens of the Sea or Omens of the Sun, you usually sacrifice them as soon as you can to scry. When you have nothing else to do with your mana, this helps you find your Dance of the Manse and cast that to do that thing. So, while we are rolling without Yorion today, we know in our hearts that we are true Sky Noodle mages, but it does give me a chance to play some of my favorite colors and builds of decks in different ways. Doing a different deck every day is hard. One of the hardest things about it is I don't absolutely love every single deck I play. I like a lot of them. Some of them I tolerate, like Grixis Reanimator, and some of them I absolutely adore, like anything to do with Esper Doom. So getting a way to kind of play it in a slightly different way every so often is good for my soul. Let's dive in. Let the Esper Doom nonsense begin. All right, it's a Doom Foretold hand. A dirtily, nasty, do-nothing Doom Foretold hand. Just the way we like it. That's enough land, though. Thank you, library. You're doing a terrible job. Is it? Is it? Is it? It is. Oh, we're foretelling like crazy over here. God, keep it out of the hand, please. All right, just sack your passage. I know everything about you already from the obvious cards you play that have been meta for years. Just sack your passage. All right, Vanishing Verse is okay. Omen, I mean, I guess we need enchantments. They're all part of the engine, so we'll take it. All right, Omen of the Sun. Let's play. See if our opponent does anything. Ever. I think if we go for Doom Foretold, they'll just counter it. I don't even know if we want to. I don't think we want to use a Heartless Act here. Yep. Resolves. What a gamer. So they tapped out. If we play Doom Foretold, it triggers. They go down to one card left in hand. So if they're on Dragon Land, we break that up. And they have to at least top deck again. Let's dance. First giant acquired. Attack. So if they tap out for the dragon, I can kill it, right? Black, white, black, something else. Let's go ahead and draw 3. Gas up. Right now, the Doom Foretold is the only card in the graveyard, which is kind of, ugh. We don't love that. We need to get a few more enchantments down there. But we can do it. Another Eliminate's pretty good. It's a lot of damage. Doesn't feel great. Okay. These might both be all runs Epiphanies, which would be awesome. We'd take that. Let's leave. Yeah, as long as we leave a black open for the Heartless Act, I think we're good. So let's go like this. Watch out for the auto tapper with this deck. Between Vanishing Verse and Omen of the Sea and Heartless Act, it does some weird stuff sometimes. Do we sack this for life, or do we play another Omen? We'll play another Omen. We're not in a hurry to cast Dance of the Manse into a counterspell. Nice. Just keep it coming, baby. Just keep it coming. No, not like this. What a world. It doesn't really matter if I sack Passage now or later this time, because it's not holding priority. All the Omens and the eggs are. But what the heck. Dragon. Die. Saw it coming. Me too. I also saw it coming. Care to try again? So, I think we let this be and Dance of the Manse back the Doom Foretold. So that we can get rid of our Treacherous Blessing. Am I willing to take 4 for that? Actually, no, I'm not. We're gonna do that too. Besides, they might have another counter spell, like a negate, right? And we'd want to go through all of it. Now, they have been stuck on land for a while, so I think they've got more dragon. They've got more dragon in them, guys. We're on 8 mana, so we can sack this for life, and then dance back Doom and an egg, which is kind of mediocre. But, we're going to hit a spell. Like, we can be sure we'll hit a spell with the Doom. But we don't have an answer to the dragon otherwise. So maybe we're supposed to dig instead. Or just get more Omens into the graveyard. All right, let's pass and see what they do. I do want to get rid of this Blessing soon. It's ward out its welcome. A dance on a dance? I don't think they have another counter because they let the last dragon die and they fought really hard for it. Let's try to draw a removal spell. It would be nice to just have this dragon die, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case here. So what's their last card? Hopefully a Frostbite or another Dragonfire. Those things would make sense. All right, so we have 6 mana. We can sacrifice 2 Omens. Let's use one that gains life. I actually think if I don't sacrifice this to gain life, I'll end up regretting it, because we need the life more than the cards. We have a lot of cards. The card advantage game is on our side. Let's just make sure we don't die. It's got some stick, but that could be a removal spell. Hold on to your butts. Yay! Wow, land. Cool. The deck has a way with land, man. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The Brazen Borrower means they get to keep the dragon. Can they top deck Allrun's Epiphany? Bone Crusher Giant. Okay. That's okay. Finally get out from underneath this oppressive blessing. And we draw another. Alright, so all that crap on the bottom, but I guess Dance of the Manse is a pretty good draw. Let's see what we find with this Omen. More Doom and another Dance. It's good. It's good stuff. shuffle the last dance. The last dance back in. And opponent has seen enough of that. They're about to lose both of their permanents. They could top deck 3 Epiphanies in a row and win, though. So maybe they should have held on for that. I guess not, right? Because the Doom Foretold's pop. And then I gain life. All right, we got eggs and axe and treacherous blessings, and we've got our dance, and our opponent is probably on rogues to make sure that the fun we would have is minimal. But against rogues, if you resolve a Dance of the Manse, you often win game. Well, we've got some nice removal spells for these crabs and whatnot. Wind Robber. Alright, they also have a Thieves Guild Enforcer. You gave it away. Alright, you didn't give it away. But you have something else you can play here. What's it gonna be? Okay. Interesting. What is your hand? There was no stick, so they don't have an enforcer here. We could run out the blessing. Then we have to discard, which in this matchup could actually hurt really bad. So let's go with the egg. Like, you need every card. 2 dances. What is your hand? Okay, another Wind Robbies. Do we bless now? If I play Doom, this dies, then this dies. If they play nothing, it pops the next turn, and I don't get rid of my blessing, but I have Doom in the graveyard to get with Dance, so let's go for it. Let's start firing off with Doom Foretold. Oh, rogues, your draw doesn't seem to be working out very well. I'm so sorry. Do you think they kept a handful of, like, Heartless Act, Bloodchief's Thirst, because they were like, no companion, must be aggro? Oh, they're filling my graveyard. Oh, no. And I've got Dance of the Manse. Fill it. Fill me up. Wow. Actually didn't hit anything. There's 1 golden egg and that's it. In the meantime, I get to feast on your crab and draw 3 cards. We got blue mana? We do. Covert finally goes blue. Full price of 1 mine. There must be a lot of Into the Stories in this hand. They're gonna start drawing a million cards. This is so bad, actually. Because next turn, what are they just going to do? Draw a bunch of cards? I think we need to hold the dance. I think if we play it now, we can get a lot of value, but... like, we don't need that? On the bright side, if they snap off an Into the Story, they can't counter the dance. So maybe the next few turns, we just try to keep their counter magic busy before their deck gets that velocity. So maybe they're thinking about flashing something in to sacrifice. That would be bizarre. Oh, okay, we're doing it like this. We're doing it like this. On their own upkeep, Into the Story. Told you they had a bunch of them. Oh, that's a good draw. That's a good draw. That adds a little bit of pressure to the equation. And there's the dead weight. I knew it. I knew they were playing all these removal spells and that they kept them because they didn't see a Yorion companion. They were like, I've got a great anti-aggro hand. Wait, you not aggro? What's that? All right. No, 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 no. I meant to hit 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like this. Not only that, takes our graveyard back down to 7, although we're about to discard, so that point's mute. Look at this hand. All right, what do we... we can give up this land. We can give up this land. Now, which of our removal spells do we need to get rid of? We should keep the Verdict. We can discard the Doom and try to get back with Dance, but I think they'll counter it. We should keep the Nightmare. We should keep the Verdict. So we have too many of these spot removal spells. So let's get rid of the Heartless Axe, because Eliminate literally hits everything, and if they have Call the Death Dweller, Heartless Axe might miss something. We could also get rid of Vanishing Verse, because they do have multicolor cards. Man, when you see those go away. So they have their Into the Story. I've got mine. So I think we're going to attack all next turn and let them play their Thieves Guild Enforcer or whatever else. Okay. They also run Extinction Event. Never mind. What a gamer. So do we want Doom Foretold out when it's not going to hit anything? It's going to be really hard to hit anything anyways. But they might just counter it. We almost want it countered in this spot, because I'd rather have the Nightmare. Yeah, they let that go. All right. So they're not going to play an end of turn creature now. If we go for the Nightmare, it probably gets countered and they get to use their mana the way they want to. They might still play a creature just because they might be crazy. Oh well. Let's keep the pressure on and try to use up their cards and counter spells. Even if they counter this. We just try to get it back next turn with Dance. Had a feeling that they were going to do more of that. Now, how do we get them to tap low? How do we get them to actually use some mana? I don't think we do. So maybe we're just running Dancing down their throats. We're just going to dance all over them till they die. Let's see, this is a dance for 4 if we play around Mystical Dispute. Yep, that cheap removal, holding up the ominous 2 mana. No counterspell. That feeling when it resolves, baby. Feels so good. Just so good. Can't get cocky yet, though. They probably have another Into the Story at least. You gonna snap it off in your upkeep again? Or are we just going to keep doing this? All right. Thieves Guild Enforcer. Another Extinction Event. What a build. The Nightmare's coming, though. All right, they're going to put another Rogue on the stack here. Down to 30. I think they're going to try to kill me through my library, which is down to 19 cards. They did run Call. Oh, gross. So how many cards is that? A lot is the answer. That's a lot. That's cheating. That shouldn't be allowed. All right, 9 cards, 7 cards, 7 cards, guys. All right, hand over your drown in the lock. Oh, we're doing this now. You know, the fact that they waited, that was a really bad job they did waiting, quite honestly. Like, that was not the play. And we still have Verdict. Let's see, this will resolve, this will hit the battlefield, this will mill 2. We could try to draw into an answer. What's left in the library? 1 Eliminate is still in the library. So, in theory, we could play this, and if we hit the Eliminate, which we have a 50-50 chance of doing, we avoid a mill 2. If we don't, we sped up our clock another 1. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the right play is. We do have to kill this anyway. If this attacks next turn, we lose. So if we use up all our mana finding the Eliminate, we don't cast the Verdict or the Dance. All right, we don't want to get a Doom Foretold, although it almost kills them, right? How many Nightmares are down here? 1 Nightmare. How do we kill the other Enforcer? How do we kill the other Enforcer? I guess we attack. They have to block. If we do enough damage. Let's see, they buy Luris. They get one of these back. That's pretty bad for us. So I guess we're going to Verdict. Because they're down to just the Luris. So we're going to Verdict. Hope they don't draw a good mill effect. Now their Luris doesn't get them anything. They do still have Castle. 6 life means they die to 3 Doom Foretolds. I have 1, 2, 3. If they don't have a permanent to sacrifice. Those also draw me cards. That's scary. Fourth Doom Foretold. Exile your graveyard. So, did they draw a counterspell? Only one way to find out. What a lucky bugger. Nice top deck. But we'll have your Luris. Unless you're gonna draw with that castle. Which I'd welcome because you have no graveyard anyway. Alright, what's left? An Eliminate and a land. They do draw with the castle. That puts them in range of the knight. We need the knight to live. Yeah, our only chance is this knight. They discard Luris because they drew another drown in the lock. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. If it's a creature, though, the Eliminate brings it home. One of them was a land. The other they kept instead of the Luris. Come on, Soaring Thought Thief. If it's Soaring Thought Thief, we win. Oh. Or if it's a card that doesn't do anything, we win. What did they keep? Into the Story, perhaps? Yes! That's a lot of Fabled Passage against an Obosh. Last time I knew Obosh, it was Teamer Adventure, but it's been out of favor for a while. I'm gonna keep. I don't know if the Nightmare will be good. I'm worried about that, but we'll have to figure it out. Okay. Great. Turn 1 Innkeeper. The draw is pricelessly perfect. All right, we drew a land to play the Nightmare, though, so they'll only get 1 turn to take advantage of it. Hopefully they don't just have 2 or 3 Innkeepers. Foretell. Hold up appearances. Maybe they're scared to attack. They're not scared. Fear? We don't know this thing. That's how you know they're student of the dojo. There's no fear in this dojo. Innkeeper, no draw. So what do we have to think about in this matchup? Dragon? Dragon's a pain. And then the usual adventure nonsense. Brazen Borrower is pretty tough to deal with. Mammoth? All right, show me your hand. Maybe they're running the good old Great Henge. Wow. Wow. That's stuff. Let's get Doom going. Exiling their graveyard shouldn't matter, so playing Doom now lets us give up the Nightmare. And then we have Vanishing Verse to try to hit the dragon, assuming this is Allrun's Epiphany and not saw it coming. So if there's any reason to exile the graveyard, maybe we're supposed to sack this because we don't have Yorion, right? And we'd rather get this back than the Nightmare, I think. Yeah, let's just get more enchantments into the graveyard. Oh, this scries, which we might need. All right, I'll give up you. Our hand is kind of lining up like perhaps scrying is a good thing. So they're going to play Dragon. We want to Vanishing Verse it, and we can also Omen. Doom makes them discard one of their precious lands. Or not. I guess they have a destination and they're going to get there. Please resolve. Yay. All right, let's play the Omen. Get aggressive. Egg. All right, how are we gonna find Dance? Here comes the first Epiphany. They move in herds. They do move in herds. I still can't believe my Doom got them to discard the Obosh. This is usually a pretty key part of the lethal dragon attacks. No attacks. Okay. Found it. Let's start blowing up our omens. Although I'm a little bit worried about counter magic. Maybe that will help. We're a controlled deck. We're not really an aggro deck. If they want to trade these, that's fine with me. Less threats on the board for them. Maybe we'll see Brazen Borrower on this 2/2. This cuts off the Brazen Borrower if they wanted to play it. And they discard what? Another land. We draw another land. The landlording is getting insane. Dragon. Okay, here comes trouble. Is the last card a counter spell? They definitely didn't have to play it on Doom Foretold, although I think they would have at least thought about it. So my read is that it's not. Verdict doesn't solve any issues. Omen of the Sun is a nice card, but it doesn't solve any issues. Another Doom Foretold. They can play the Borrower. So the Doom Foretold doesn't necessarily hit the dragon. Down to 10. I think we play this. I think we keep trying to draw the opponent out into the open. Make absolutely sure that they don't have a counterspell. I don't think there's a lot of downside to doing it that way. Obviously, if they top deck multiple Epiphanies, it feels bad, but I think we have to try. Doom eats another Fae. Dragon attack. Down to 20. It's a long road to go if they're going to absolutely blow me out. And they're passing the turn. Do we get rid of one of our omens here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be 6. This would be 7. Yeah, we don't need another omen in the graveyard at this stage. Resolves. Let's test with the egg. No stick. So it's not a negate. Nightmare, we could go for the hand. Right now, they're going to lose their Goldspan Dragon anyway. Nice and easy. Slow and steady. Just take everything from them a little at a time. So there was no stick, but it doesn't mean they don't have something like a Disdainful Stroke. Nice. Looks like they drew a lot of land. Oof. Let's go. I got something to do with those lands. It doesn't matter what we keep. That's why I'm not thinking about the scries. I don't think they have a way out of this. Yeah, there's 3 Doom Foretolds going off. That's just lethal. Good sport. Good sport. Better than me. Dream Slayer plays mono red. How's his hand against mono red? We've got Shadow's Verdict, we've got Omens, we're on the play. Let's try it. We need to find a white source with the Omen, and then we need to survive long enough to cast Verdict. Whoa! Whoa! No, say it isn't so. Dream Slayer changed decks? Did I shame you enough? What happened? All right, we really need white. Do not get mana screwed, please. Didn't come here to not attack. Let's see if they do that next turn. That's not white. It's got to be white. Got to take every shot we can at white. No! 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 Not like this. They smell blood. It's got to be the verdict, right? Doesn't it? It's got to be the verdict. We still have a pretty good curve if we find white off the scry from the Omen. Because we can go Doom Foretold, then on our upkeep we can flash in an Omen of the Sun and sack it and keep Doom Foretold around. The problem is going to be when this thing makes angels. Alright. Nothing like getting mana screwed at a time like this. What do we kill? I think we kill the speaker. Man, how much further could I go for the white land, though? Also, is that all 4 blue-black pathways? Shuffler's fine, by the way. Oh, that's game, I reckon. All right, how much life? 24, this will be 25, 26, this will be 27. We have to kill this. So down to 6, even if we draw the land, it's no good. All right, Shuffler is a joke. Checks out. Checks out. See, this is a rematch that I played earlier, but I don't recognize the Yorion deck. So I think they changed decks. And we should just suspect classic emergent ultimatum crap. Having black on turn 1 leaves open the possibility of Omen or Vanishing Verse the next turn. So, against this, we just need to, like, Doom, and then bring back Doom over and over, and just try to drain them of resources. Doom is also really good against Alrund's Epiphany, because they have to sacrifice a lot of things. Every turn cycle, they're forced to sacrifice more. So, these are good. We don't want more cards like Shadow's Verdict. So, as long as we're scrying into cards that aren't like this, we're pretty happy. Buy Yorion. No land. Alright. Well, the Shuffler giveth, and the Shuffler taketh away. Just run it out. Take some cards from them. Get a little value. Keep the deck moving. Pelucranos. Ugh. Okay. They'll need a lot of mana, though, to bring it back. Which they seem unable to come up with at this point. Yeah, big shruggies. Feels bad. Another Foretold card. Oops. Thanks, Shuffler. You did it. I told you to watch the auto tapper. I said Shuffler. I meant auto tapper. I told you to watch out for the auto tapper in this deck, but I missed the boat right there. So much shruggies. Oh man. I understand. I understand. I was just there. I was just there. I'd much rather get mana screwed against Yorion than aggro, white or red. Because I like beating those decks, but looks like I didn't get the choice here. Quality content, I know. Normally I'd just cut it from the video, but it's my wife's birthday. Happy birthday, Gina, if you want to say that in the comments. So, I'm spending my time down here recording. I should probably go hang out with her. So, the content's gonna be a little looser today. Stuff I would have normally removed. Shuffler? That would have been 5 land in a row. 6 land in a row. Shuffler. Why you do this to me? No reason to do it for 5 here. Just doing it because I feel like it. Because nothing matters, really. They give up binding. Pass turn. 3 damage to go to end it. To end the suffering. Are we dead? Sorry, dude. Good luck out there. You need to draw a lot more land in your ramp deck. Alright, Omens and Eliminates and Vanishing Versus, oh my. Oh boy, the Savior is here. So, do we start eliminating right away? Do we Omen right away? I'm not sure. I think I should probably remove stuff. It's all about life total, right? The Doom Foretold Buzzsaw is going to be powerful, though. Maybe we're supposed to let our opponent build up a couple of creatures so that Doom Foretold just keeps killing something every turn. Daxos. What's another card that hoses us? It's Redain, right? And against Redain, probably just want to kill this so that we don't have to think about it anymore. I can sack it here and gain a life, so I should have done this in response, but I didn't think it through enough when this was on the stack, like I should have. Okay, Sky Mall. Slow down. Whoa. Too much aggression. All right, now there's something on the field for Doom to hit. Oh, that's a good draw. And that's how we find our land. Feels good. Nymph alert. All right. Doom. Doom. You are doomed. Welcome to the Doom Lock. You will suffer greatly here. Skyclave Apparition, anyone? Skyclave Apparition will be brutal. I wonder if I should have tried to find a way around that. But it'll be okay. We'll just draw another Doom. And we'll get a 4/4. That's not that brutal. Brutal for the opponent. Sky Mall has fallen. Behind Los Angeles and Washington, D.C., the Sky Mall is probably the most crucial to have fallen. Never mind. Just like actual malls, we have more. We have way more than we need. I give up this blessing. It's not a blessing anymore. All right, let's find a land. we don't, we'll just play the egg. If we do, we'll probably play the Omen. 2 lands. Cool. Let the doom continue to consume you. Dude, it requires a sacrifice. I know it's a tough choice. I know you like your Sky Maw, but it has to go. Something has to go. So you have 4 cards. I'm sure some of them are creatures, right? Right? Heliod. Okay. Fun. Say hello to my little friend. Anytime you kill something with Omen of the Sun, it feels like you, I don't know, like you did something dirty. Like you got him. Golden egg. Nightmare, huh? Let's just sit. Let's chill with the nightmare. I don't think it's actually going to hit something in their hand, so the only value it has is hitting something on the table. So if they don't play something here, the Doom Foretold will finally meet its end on their following upkeep. But so far, our opponent has seemed really happy to just put things out here to die. As far as things to sacrifice to a Doom Foretold, that's not the worst. Alright. The bounty returns. We got our nightmare target. Omen again. Now we're just looking for dances. I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Perhaps we shall dance the night away. It heard me. In the spirit of a Van Halen, perhaps we shall just let's dance in the spirit of a David Bowie. Perhaps we will safety dance. Do 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 do. Let's go ahead and let the Doom Foretold die first, though. You have to be careful. If we kill all their stuff, we might end up dancing with ourselves. Oh, dancing with myself. Just more things to die. You love to see it. Actually, keeping a land isn't that bad here. Don't need 2, but I'll take 1. Everybody dance now. Bow, 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 bow. I mean, how bad can these cards actually be? Not too bad. I'm discarding Shadow's Verdict against white. I think we're winning. Luminarch Aspirant. You probably just want me to come up with more dance songs since this is such a close, difficult game. The country fans might feel left out. So the first dance song I remember ever hearing and singing is by Garth Brooks, a song called The Dance. I don't know if I can do a country accent anymore. Probably not, especially not on camera with the world watching. Looking back on the memory of the dance we shared beneath the stars above. God, I'm gonna regret this. I'm gonna regret this. The roasting, I can feel it. I can feel it beginning, and I haven't even uploaded these files yet. For a moment, all the world was right. How could I have known that you'd ever say goodbye? And I'm glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Oh, our lives are better left to chance. They could have missed the pain, but then they'd have to miss the dance. Yes, thank you. Please. Not so much applause. Please, guys. It's too much. I don't deserve it. I really don't deserve it. But on that note, maybe I'll go sing a ballad to my wife. She appreciates it. She and my mom are the only ones who ever tell me my singing is good. So let's go to where our ballad talents are wanted. And we are back for the post-game wrap, and let's check out the statistics powered by Untapped.gg. Free download below. Check it out. It supports the channel. Let's see. I've played a lot of matches actually with this deck, both on and off camera, and it looks like overall it has come out to a 14-8, 64% win rate. Today's video was a 5-3, well, at least the games I looked at for today's video, 5-3, 63% win rate. So holding above 60, which in Mythic against competition in best of one is pretty hard to do. So I think it's admirable, but there's a glaring stain on the deck itself. A 0-2 record against mono red. Now, I think that's pretty preposterous, and I bet if I looked at those games, I probably got mana screwed or something. If a deck should be able to dunk on mono red, it's this build. But there you go. We'll have to. We didn't get the mono red pairing today, so we'll have to save it for another day and see how it goes. But that is sus. Anyway. Today's video is dedicated to my wife, Gina, who's, if you heard me say in the video, it's her birthday. So if you would like to join in and say happy birthday to Gina, the one behind the one in best of one, the one who puts up with my nonsense and lets me spend all this time making videos and never for a minute asked me if it was ever going to pay bills or if it was ever going to matter or if it was a total waste of time. Never for a moment doubted me. 100% the whole way. Believed in me. And now certainly enjoys the extra pizza toppings that the YouTube ad revenue and a membership or two can afford. So thank you very much to my lovely wife if she watches this, and a happy birthday to her. And thank you to everybody who might leave a happy birthday in the comments. I'm sure she appreciates it. As you get older, your birthday becomes less of a thing that you enjoy. You don't plan parties and you don't like it. I mean, let's be real. Let's be real. When you are young, ranting coming, when you are young, your birthday sets you up for failure for the rest of your life. Your parents throw you more and more epic parties. Look at some of the parties online that people are throwing their kids these days. I like all your friends come over. There's a cake. There's a shower of gifts from all around the country. His relatives are like flying stuff in via Amazon drone, and they just don't douse you in attention. Oh my gosh, you're so cool. And then when Facebook was new, I remember like all of a sudden you would just blow up with like 200, 300 notifications on your birthday of like everybody you ever knew in your life saying happy birthday. It's like, ah! And then as you get older, it's just more of like a, well, I guess I'm older. How come all the friends aren't coming over to drown me in gifts? So it's important as you get older to make sure that you celebrate your birthday in a way that matters to you so that it doesn't get depressing and something that means something to you. So to everybody who says happy birthday to my wife, I'm sure she appreciates it. And we're going to go try to have some fun. Try? There's no try in this dojo. We're going to go have some fun. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you in the next video. You're cool.